The consequences of all of these are unthinkable. Low-lying communities and entire countries could disappear forever. We would witness a mass exodus of entire populations on a biblical scale, and we would see ever fiercer competition for fresh water, land, and other resources. Rising seas are sinking futures. Sea level rise is not only a threat in itself, it is a threat multiplier. For the hundreds of millions of people living in small island developing states and other low-lying coastal areas around the world, sea level rise is a torrent of trouble. Rising seas threaten lives and jeopardize access to water, food, and health care. Saltwater intrusion can decimate jobs and entire economies in key industries like agriculture, fisheries, and tourism. It can damage or destroy vital infrastructure, including transportation systems, hospitals, and schools, especially when combined with extreme weather events linked to the climate crisis. And rising seas threaten the very existence of some low-lying communities and even countries.
Long before land goes underwater, it will become so degraded that it cannot support human life and the complex and critical ecosystems it once did. This is already manifesting across SIDS and coastal states. Coral reefs are bleaching, causing irreparable damage and affecting the vital food sources, livelihoods, and cultural fabric of coastal communities and countries. Seawater is seeping into delicate groundwater systems and threatens salination of drinking water and arable lands. The traditional knowledge and practice of indigenous people, which constitute the vast majority of Pacific Island populations, is being lost as the natural resources upon which they are tied are being eroded by sea level rise and climate impacts.
In my own home state of Louisiana, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration projects Gulf Coast waters could rise by as much as 2 feet by 2050. Already, Louisiana fishermen report that rising waters are damaging infrastructure and livelihoods, forcing locals whose families have lived and worked in these areas for generations to move to higher ground. And even right here in New York City, we caught a glimpse into the future during Hurricane Sandy as large parts of Staten Island, New Jersey, Lower Manhattan, and the coasts of Brooklyn and Queens were submerged underwater.
Sont des sources potentielles d'instabilité et de conflit. Raréfaction des ressources, disparition des terres submergées, migration forcée, insécurité alimentaire, pour ne citer que ces phénomènes. Nous devons donc anticiper et répondre à l'état d'urgence auquel l'océan, notre bassin commun, est confronté. Dans ce contexte difficile, la